We're joined by veteran Matthew Spellacy and his wife and co-host of the Matt and Monica podcast, Monica. Thank you so much for joining us this morning ahead of Veterans Day.
Thank you so much.
So I watched a few clips of your podcast and wow, powerful and moving. And one of the messages that I think gets lost on Veterans Day is, you know, we go to these ceremonies, we say thank you for your service, and, you know, we honor our nation's veterans, but we don't realize that they go home every day, and sometimes it's a struggle, just daily life. So you talk about this as a veteran.
Yeah, I think the messages that we're trying to really put out is essentially it's okay to not be okay. People go through adversity regardless of who you are, regardless if you're a veteran or not, but especially in the veteran community. There's a lot of men that are just, you know, men and women, but a lot of men specifically that just, they don't have the audacity to really just talk about what they're going through to people.
Right, and Monica, I feel like for men it's tougher to ask for that help.
I was just gonna say, women, it's more, you know, it's okay for us to say that we need help or that we're in trouble, and for men, I think them feeling so masculine and strong, it's almost not okay for them to, but we want them to feel that it's okay to not be okay to ask for help.
Right. You guys started this podcast. What was the reason behind it, the driving force?
Honestly, just going through adversity ourselves, and we kind of were just, you know, at a point where we're ready to try something different with purpose, just to help people. And initially, we didn't have any intention to make it focused on just veterans, but it kind of turned into having a higher focus on veterans and first responders.
Absolutely. What I love that you do is, you know, it's not just surface level interviews and questions. I mean, they are powerful. Like, you really get into it with people.
Yes, digging deep. I think it's important to have that connection with people, you know, to get deeper than just a surface level.
All right. I do have one. I want to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk more about Veterans Day and mental health. But, you know, in the past week, we have seen, you know, we've seen gun violence in the city of Utica. A teen mother shot and killed just on Friday. And one of your podcasts, you interviewed a man who was a 22-year combat veteran, had an amazing job in the White House under both Presidents Biden and Trump. But he talks about adversity as a teen, and I just thought it was such a powerful message. I want to play a little bit of a clip of it right now, and then we can talk about it a little bit.
That led me to my first, I would say, traumatic experience in which I was actually robbed at the age of 13 by gunpoint. And so that was kind of my introduction to the life that was well outside of the confines of my home.
Oh, wow.
My mom did what every mom does. She tried to call the police and figure out what happened. But after those guys ran away, there was really no way to find them. Right. And so that was my first experience with having a gun to my head. That was my first experience with violence and what that can look like. And then I started to really lean into trying to be something that I'm not.
You know, being a mother myself, you know, seeing what we're dealing with in our own communities and really communities across the nation, and then hearing his message of where he came from and where he went.
Yes.
What was it like getting that interview? And you drove quite a distance to get that interview.
6.5 hours.
Yeah, totally worth it.
It was absolutely incredible. It was surreal, you know, sitting there. We actually interviewed him in his house.
What was your takeaway?
You know, he's such a humble individual, regardless of what he's done, and you know, which his accomplishments are incredibly awesome. You know, it's more about where he came from. He grew up in, you know, just underprivileged area.
And he could have went down a totally different path.
Right. So it's so important.
And everybody has that choice. It's a light switch decision. You know, we have the choice to just make positive, negative decisions in our life.
Powerful, like so powerful. His message, you know, that was just a snippet of it, but he went on to do amazing things. Talk about why you chose to interview him and why it was worth it to drive that 6 hours for you.
I think it's very relatable from the stuff that he went through when he was younger. So many people go through that, and just watching his growth and his accomplishments, where he came from, I think he shows that anyone can do it.
So interesting.
He went through the experience of having his best friend, you know, killed, and he literally died in the vehicle on his lap, and he decided to dedicate his life to helping other people. And 22-year combat medic, and now, you know, he's providing medical services globally.
Wow. That's so amazing. You as a veteran helping other veterans through this podcast, how does that make you feel?
It's surreal. It's really humbling. I'm still at a point where we're just, we're starting to feel kind of validated. We're having people reach out to us that on paper a year ago we never would have had the opportunity to talk to, and it's been an incredible experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. If someone has a story and they want to share it with you, how do they contact you?
They can go to our website, theMattMonicaPodcast.com. Again, you don't have to be a veteran or first responder, but if you have an incredible story that has the potential to help other people, by all means, please reach out.
So cool. We're just about out of time. That goes so quickly, and you have so much to talk about. So I apologize. You can check out their podcast. There are so many other interviews that we couldn't get to, but just powerful interviews. Thank you so much for joining us ahead of Veterans Day. If today's your birthday, that's what's next. Happy birthday.